the king of fighters. Select member.
気合は十分入っとるで。
Robert Garcia, Yuri's boyfriend, Ryo's best friend, and Kyokugenryu's raging tiger. Wait, I thought it was Mightiest tiger. Well, doesn't matter. Call him whatever tiger you'd like, but there is one label that's always apt for Robert, and that is Shoto. Ryo may look like one, but Mr. Garcia here has the moveset and playstyle of a tried and true Shoto. Now, that does come with the usual issues of Shotos in that he doesn't have a particularly standout asset, since he distributed all its upgrade points evenly. But that does mean this guy is effective no matter where he is on the stage, whether in the air or on the ground. If Joe Higashi is the jack of all trades and Iori is the king of all trades, well, I don't want to call Robert a queen, but he is right in between those two. Only unique flaw with Robert that comes to mind is the fact that unlike Ryo, he's much more dependent on meter and the corner if he wants to dish out damage. But he does make up for that by actually having some movement speed and nice reaching moves, so it evens out. Get this guy on anchor so he's got the resources he needs to bring you the win. Not much of note when it comes to Robert's normals. Only things to mention are that Far Light Kick is a great poke with the range and speed it possesses, Far Light Punch is special cancelable, and Crouching Heavy Kick is whiff cancelable. Robert's first command normal is Ryu Hanshu, forward plus light kick, another excellent poke that also advances Robert forwards a little bit while still having enough pushback to keep him safe on block. Only downside is that this attack has just enough startup to make it not combo off of lights. Your main combo filler after a heavy normal, a launching move, or it's something to use to control the mid-range. The second command normal is Kyokugenryu. Pressing forward plus light punch causes Robert to kick. Robert, that's not how these buttons work.
You've messed with the natural order!
Anyhow, this kick is another overhead command normal that's no longer an overhead if it cancels a normal. But since this move puts Robert in an aerial state, that causes some things to change. First off is that you can't cancel this into max mode like almost every other overhead command normal. Second is that this move is able to jump over ground-based projectiles and low attacks. Third, if you use this to cancel a normal, it can then be cancelled into his air special, which I will get to in a bit. Starting off his specials is Ryu Geki Ken, quarter circle forward and punch. This is his projectile and what you'll be using to zone out your opponent. Use the differing speeds of his light and heavy versions to throw off anyone trying to dodge the projectiles, and use the EX version to punish anyone trying to play projectile catch with Robert, as this cuts through normal projectiles. Another simple special to go over is Ryuga. Z-motion forward and punch gives you Robert's anti-air. Light version has brief upper body invincibility, while the heavy and EX versions have much more full body invincibility, but leave Robert out to dry. The usual combo ender and a punishing tool for opponents jumping in recklessly. Quarter circle back in kick is Hien Seppu Kyaku. I'll say the same thing for Robert's version that I said for Ryo's. This is something you only want to use as a counter, ender, or mid-combo filler since it's very unsafe on block. Although in this case, the heavy version doesn't have the same corner combo ability of Ryo's. Only one you're going to get combos out of is the EX version. Same thing applies to Gene Kyaku. Forward back forward, then kick. This move has decent range, but is also largely unsafe if whiffed or blocked. Unlike Ryo's version of this special, there's no difference between the heavy and light versions, and if you want to use this as something other than an ender, you're going to have to use the EX version. This sends the opponent flying, which makes it great for getting them into the corner or getting yourself out. But that also does mean this move only has combo potential if your opponent is the one cornered. Alright, instead of constantly comparing his moves to Ryo, let's look at his two specials that separate the two. First is Hien Ryujin Kyaku, quarter circle back plus kick in the air. This is a dive kick that travels diagonally downwards, with the light and heavy versions changing the steepness of the angle, and the EX version pops the opponents up in the air for a juggle. Now, this move does have some startup, so you won't be using this in combos unless the preceding move was his jumping command normal. But just so you know, this move is able to cancel any of Robert's jumping attacks. But what this move is good for is applying pressure on your opponent if you land it properly and countering overly aggressive moves. Expanding on the first point, whether this move is safe or unsafe on block depends on where you hit the opponent, but as a general rule you want to try and aim for the opponent's knee or below. Thigh or midsection will leave you slightly negative or neutral on block, and hitting the head will win you a free reversal to eat. But aim well and this is a nice pressure tool. And for the countering bit, there's obviously the classic jump back then dive kick, but also this move can be used mid backdash. So if your opponent likes going low, a backdash plus EX version of this move is a great way to put the ball back in your court. The other special unique to Robert is Kyokugenryu Karate, half circle forward and kick. This is a command grab that breaks through the guard of blocking opponents, and it can also be comboed into as an ender. Yes, I did say ender. Despite how it looks, I'm sad to report that this is actually yet another move that doesn't have any mid-combo potential unless you use the EX version. Now let's switch back again from the unique to the Kyokugenryu staples. Hao Shokoken is his first super, forward then half circle forward plus punch. This is a massive projectile that moves slowly if you press the light punch to activate it, and the heavy version moves faster. This is a combo ender or a punishment tool if the opponent raises the stakes in projectile catch and tries to throw out an EX projectile of their own. The final move is another familiar sight, Ryuko Ranbu. Quarter circle forward, then half circle back plus punch. Robert jumps forward, then unleashes a lengthy combo if that jump hits. Another combo ender here. Fundamentals will be the deciding factor here. Other than Hien-Ryujin Kyaku and Ryuren-Gene Kyaku, this is a character with zero tricks up his sleeve. Use his nicely ranged normals along with Ryu-Geki to control neutral and defend yourself with Ryuga. But if you decide to go in with Robert, then make sure you have the bars to do so, as his damaging stuff isn't possible without those EX specials. If you're up against Robert, the only thing I can tell you is to know and execute your own game plan. He will be outperformed by characters built for specific ranges. So if you're using a rushdown character or grappler, keep him close. If you're using a zoner, keep him away. And if you're using an all-rounder, well, fundamentals will be the deciding factor. But do keep an eye out for any ill-timed specials from Robert to punish. Tiger's got his guide. If you liked or found this guide helpful, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and please leave a comment below. I'll see you guys next time with a king.
All eyes are on the winner of that fierce fight! Winner!
せや終わんなかった今こそ極限流焼肉の宣伝もきちんとしとかなな。